I know. I know. That it's not working right. Let's go.
It's not even showing a countdown or anything.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. Greetings and welcome to a Better Official Live, where we are nothing but crazy town. Oh my goodness. The thing about live streaming is if something can go wrong, it may go wrong, and a lot of times it will go wrong. So my keyboard, right, my Bluetooth keyboard, doesn't work. It's not working. Change the batteries, change the connection, not working. No problem. I guess it's all about having a backup, right? Which I do not have. So, thank you, Tony. We have had many opportunities to improve this morning. But guess what? I am super excited to be here. Did some working on some strategies about how to be more effective producing clips and the sequence of events so that they are smoother. I don't know whether we've worked out the sound issue on clips, which is oftentimes the sound is a really important part of the equation, not just to hear the whistle, but sometimes to hear the announcers about what the perception is in the building. So we are working on that, constantly working to improve, as we are as basketball officials as well. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Let's take a look. In the house is Tony Dye. Appreciate you being here, Tony. Yes. So when I posted the what you do when you schedule a YouTube live, you schedule it in advance, and you'll see that pop up in your feed as I want to get notified when this goes live, etc. I want to set a reminder. That's the option. But when I set the software to initiate that, I set it as unlisted. So I had to go in manually and find the live stream and change it to public. But here we are, bright and early here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, home of, yes, the number one team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. Played terribly for 3 quarters last night And then the beleaguered Cavaliers ran out of gas, and Steph Curry did Steph things. And that's what we love about the Golden State Warriors. That's all I'm going to say about that. I hope you enjoy your teams that you support as much as I do the Golden State Warriors. Cold in St. Louis. We have pretty mild temperature out here in the Bay Area, which of course is a hallmark of the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. Good to see Les. Jason Hayes jumping in. Missouri dominating, and Stan Bickler took the day off from work. He said, I want to be there 100% for the live stream today. And that's like, where's the live stream? Good to see you, Stan. Got a new picture on your YouTube profile. Billy Mack jumping in, that little quarter of Connecticut. Rick Watson in the house. Great to see you. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Hope all is going well for you, Rick. Stephen from Lake Fenton. Nice. Chris Healy jumping in from Pittsburgh. Gary Mouton down from Texas. Abilene? No. Someplace in Texas. The Zooch giving me the benefit of the doubt and will provide a like on the stream. Appreciate that. It's great to see you, Rick. Need to see more of you. Patrick Whitson. Still thinking, Patrick, about the buzzer beater. Blowing my mind. Tony's coming in from Ohio. Tony, I'm sorry. What happened to the Cavs? I think the Cavs ran out of gas. They had a game the night before. They were a little depleted. They got to the fourth period, and probably a combination of Steph going off early, hit 2 threes to start the fourth period. But just all their threes started being short. I think they ran out of gas. And that's going to happen. And that's going to happen to the Warriors. It's just a fact of life. And they go back-to-back tonight. So we'll see. That's right, Gary. Humble, Texas. Excellent. W.B. Jones in the house from Scranton. And Joseph Butler jumping in from D.C. Excellent. Excellent. You probably know Scott Bach-Hansen. So Scott has initiated or re-upped his podcast, Inadvertent Whistle. Friend of the show, Scott Bach-Hansen. You can certainly check that out on your favorite podcast device. Damian Mitchell, Gulf Coast of Florida. I have a Florida clip. You know that one that everybody's talking about. From Instagram. That'll be our bonus play today. Okay. First game coming up, right? So this is what we expect. Everybody probably has a game tonight, just about everybody. Something going on tonight, Friday, basketball season. I know I have a scrimmage working with a great partner. Small floor. Yeah. 2-person game. Going into a scrimmage, you want to really focus on the fact that this is there for the teams. That would be the mindset, right? What do you want to do, Coach? How are we going to handle this? We're going to do anything special? Do you want to run 6 quarters? Do you want to run running clock, etc.? Allow them, the teams, to do what they want to accomplish, right? If they want to do something special, it's just like we want to do inbounds plays for 5 minutes down here and inbounds plays for the opponent down here. Want to be super flexible. So we'll see what we have tonight in that scrimmage scenario. Tony's jumping in from Alabama. Excellent. Mike, you missed all the drama. Well, Mike is a very active participant on the Facebooks, for sure. For sure. Excellent. All right, I'm going to move quickly to the rundown. And again, I am without a keyboard. I cannot do many of the main functions. I'm glad my sound is working. I'm glad we're live. Everything's happening, but let's move to the rundown here. And look at our live schedule every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. Basketball rules expert. We look at play scenarios. We've been going over test questions so we can all get better and take the rules with us onto the court where it's most important. And then every Friday we have fun. We look at game video, analyze all the things, positioning of the crew, working the system properly, call correct, incorrect, who was looking where, etc. It's how we make rapid improvement as a basketball official analyzing game video, both others and more importantly, our own, right? Looking at our performance on the court. An occasional Monday Masterclass. When's the next one? I don't know. If you're new to the show, jump in the chat. Put your voice in the game. Let us know where you officiate from. I'd be pleased to meet you. If you're new to me, my name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better. And on 5 Play Friday, we're looking at plays. Indeed. And you have a comment on a play, an opinion on a play. You see something that's not mentioned about the play. That's the other thing about game video. We're looking at plays. Greg says, well, there's this and this and this and this. And somebody comes in and says, well, what about this, right? Sometimes you don't even perceive all of the things. That's why there's so much value in game video. We may not see that official who was positioned or that thing, what have you. Sometimes you watch it once, you see most, you watch it twice, you find something new, etc. So you have something on a play, put your voice in the game and let us know. Wow. Excellent. I am feeling good. I think. Oh. Excellent. Excellent. JD Howard from Illinois. Excellent. Excellent. Les O'Connor says, where? Let's hook up our our Illinois contingent. Steve Munoz jumping in from Michigan. Good to see you, Steve. Hope all is going well for you. John is from Champaign. We have a play from the Southern California area. Lovato Carter, excellent, from LA. Awesome. Maybe you're on the play. Lance Jeffrey from Utah and Y4 Steve from Wyoming. Man, we are covering the country today. This is fantastic. All right. I forget my sequence here. All right, let's do it. We're here to look at plays. Let's look at 5 plays. No, let me do that again. We're here to look at plays, to get better as basketball officials. Let's look at 5 plays. Stick. Greetings and welcome back to another episode of 5 Play Friday, the show where we take a look at game video, analyze all the things so that we can get better as basketball officials. Greetings again, everybody. My name is Greg Austin with abetterofficial.com. We craft video to help basketball officials get better and take control of their officiating career. If this is the video content that you find valuable as a basketball official, it'd be a great time to do all the things. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and the notify bell so you don't miss out on any of our new content. We live stream 2 times a week. Join us for the live stream so we can all get better together. Fantastic. Oh. Okay, now we're challenged. Hold on. Hold on. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we'll do it that way. Allow us a moment to thank our tremendous show supporters. I can't do that. Okay. Thomas Burnside, Jay Brown, Mark Harvey, Darwin Sonata, and Roger Mully. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support the show, you know there's going to be a link down in the show notes below. All right, today we are looking at plays. Stick around for our bonus play. It's that wild and crazy last second possible travel from down in Florida. So we're going to look at that play on the bonus. Am I muted? Okay.
I have a listener from our viewer from New Zealand.
Okay. Awesome. Oh boy. The tech team. All right. Let's do it. Lost my train of thought there. Let's take a look at our very... Make sure I know what I'm doing. Right. Let's take a look at play number one. Let's take a look at play number one. Here. Huh. Okay, so we have a pull down play, two-person mechanics here in California. This is down in the LA area. And let's note this is from Desert Valley Officials Association. Gotta give them a shout out. Like when maybe 10 years ago, they were the absolute number one source of video for high school basketball officials on YouTube, right? Went for a few years and then stopped. You could still find the channel, but so I could not tell you how excited I was to when is something new coming out on DVBOA. So shout out to them for that. But we have a pull down play here and a possible upgrade. Non-calling official goes to the calling official. They have a conversation, and then we come up with an upgrade, intentional foul on the play. And so it's a great example of two-person mechanics and executing, providing information, right? You may have a different view on this play. We see obviously the offensive player goes, takes the legs out from the defender on this play, but the defender, grabs their shoulder and rotates them. It wasn't just a prevent themselves from falling kind of thing. They rotate them on the play. Our crew gets together. Let's look at the body position of the crew. right? One official open to the players. Second official is like really focusing on his partner. When we have players on the court, let's try to maintain a body position that's open. We can have a conversation where we're talking to each other this way as opposed to this way, right? So these are the habits we want to look at, habits and fundamentals when we have a situation like this. We don't know the temperature of the game. Non-calling official comes in quickly, right? We want to make sure that we see a teammate of white is helping their teammate on the play, etc. That's the behavior we want. We don't want any white coming in and engaging with black on this play or black on white, etc. Right? So pull down play, really kind of straightforward. The keys here are how we're going to manage things as a crew. First of all, if you are the non-calling official and you see something on the play that you feel needs to be an upgrade on the play. Remember, calling officials, are not always, they don't always have all of the information, right? So on the backside, we have the defender grabbing his shoulder and pulling down, right? And the lead may not see that situation. Sometimes we come in with a perspective of, hey, given everything we know about this game and how it's been going and et cetera, right? Here's what I have on that play, right? And that's how we want to approach it as well. We come to our partner and say, I have an intentional foul for excessive contact on this play, right? Not like we may come in and say, hey, do we need to think about upgrading that play? But if we feel that an upgrade is necessary, come in with what you have, right? This is what I have. And the calling official may say, may take that information, may not take that information, right? Les says he'd send him to the bench, right? So that's a decision we have to make in a two-person scenario. Is this going to be a quick conversation? Is this something that we need to discuss? We had this occur, then this occur, then this occur. It's a layered play. We may need to work out a lot of things. This is really kind of more simple, and we may be able to, have that conversation really quickly. Would have liked to see the calling official, though, not turn and focus on the partner as much as open up to the court and have that conversation. And if your partner's coming to you in this situation, right? So you're the calling official, you're the lead, your partner is coming to you. What's your first thought, right? They are coming with information about this play, and we need to be receptive to that information and not defensive. Like, no, I didn't have that. No, I don't want that. Let's just do this, right? So if our number one reaction as the calling official here when our partner comes to us is, hey, I'm ready to receive that information from my partner, right? They have the information. Let's go with this. Now let's look at the calling official. Let's look at the calling official after he gets the information, and we're going to upgrade. Right, boom. We want a little more strength when we're reporting, right? The game again wants officials to be strong. It's just like, receiving information from a partner is a success. It's not a fail. I'm the lead, and I didn't have intentional. My partner came in and said we need to upgrade. Oh boy, I guess I screwed that up. No, we're working together as a crew. Right? Our crew has been successful here in providing information. We're feeling great about this situation. Boom, that's intentional. We go to the table, we'll report, we're strong, etc. But what we end up with here as well is, let's see if I go. What we end up with here as well is, I'm going to make a trek over to explain the call to the offended coach. And that's not a good look. Right? The coach wants an explanation. So we report, return, We know how we're going to administer this play. We're going to clear the lane, etc. We're going to shoot 2 free throws. We're going to award the team the ball at the end line. So we turn. We're ready to administer the game. The coach wants an explanation. Yeah, I'll go give him an explanation. But it's not necessarily, okay, we called an intentional foul, so now we have to go explain it to the coach, right? More strength there is what I'd say on this play. But a good example of a crew getting together. Here's my tech team. Hey, buddy. You need to get on the audio board. Come on. Steve doesn't like the reporting mechanics, so let's go here and check the chat. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're all caught up. Boy, oh boy. The tech team is in the house here. Jason Hayes says you can make a case for a flagrant. Mike Connors, no. I've reached out to them about possibly reviving it, but no energy there to do that. But just really, really cutting edge stuff from Desert Valley back in the day, right? Editing, game video with an inset of the clock, right? Just very advanced stuff, really super helpful for new officials. And I could not be more appreciative of the impact that had on me as a young official 10 years ago. This is exactly what I mean. Girl coming out of the stands with an aluminum pan? What? I did not see that on this play. Oh. Yeah, so that's sort of the case here. WB is right. We've got that defender, and they are off balance, right? They are grabbing. They are trying to survive. That's all well and good, but when we get that additional action at the end with the twist and the pull down, which will be a theme from today's show, that's a thing. Mike doesn't see the pull down. This cat sees the pull down. Jason says get players to the bench, and of course that's a thing. Again, you have to make that judgment in the moment. Is this something that's going to take a lot of our processing time, et cetera, to evaluate? If so, then let's send them to the benches. And like we said on the Wednesday episode, is if we have opportunities to go through that process, we need reps, right? Like we may be working with a young official, and I'll say, hey, right, let's do this. Let's send the players to the benches. Let's get together and talk about the play. All right, I have intentional foul for excessive contact. Calling official, young official may say, oh, okay, all right. So what are we going to do now, right? The offended player, do we know who that is? They're going to shoot 2 free throws, and then we're going to award the ball to the spot, at a spot nearest the foul, right? We're going to do all the things. Yes, okay. Is this something that's complicated that we need to explain to the coaches? No, I don't think so, right? So you go report, and we'll go from there, right? So we go to the table, boom, intentional, on the player, we're going to resume, etc. So getting those reps can really be helpful. Patrick Whitson, you can find full games of me screwing things up on the court at the YouTube channel. Look for a playlist with full games. And you name it, I've screwed it up. John Howard, 2-person is the hardest money made. Luckily, we don't have that yet here in Central Illinois at the varsity level. Yeah, with the shortage. That, some three, I know on the Inadvertent Whistle podcast from Scott Bach-Hansen, he was saying, last year they went from 3-person crews to 2-person crews because of COVID and shortage of officials, etc. Okay, well, we'll have some other pull down plays we can talk about. Hold on just a second. Cut off the flow of traffic in here. Okay, all right. We are going to take a moment and move on to our very next play. All right, let's move on now to play number 2. All right, great play. I love it. So we have a 5-point game, third period, late third period. This is a playoff game, 2 high-level teams, and we have this off-ball action, right? What's really interesting about this is where on the court it occurs. Who else can officiate this play but the trail, right? Lead is a long way from that action. Center is a long way from that action, right? So let's look at the positioning of the trail, first of all, on the play. How would we describe our competitive matchup on the ball, right? There is zero energy on this ball. As the trail, this allows us, right, to take in much more information. We can look off ball. There's nothing about the matchup that needs our attention, right? Eric Lewis says 70-30, 70 on the defender, 30 on the ball handler. In this case, I'd say 70-30, 70 off ball, 30 on ball, since there's no matchup here of note, right? But let's take a look at the play itself. Two players are engaged, right? So what we have is a situation where our defender reaches out and puts an arm around, and then our offensive player clamps down on that arm, right? Super subtle action. Go there. Right? Great demeanor by the calling official. She's got a double foul. We're going to resume at where we're going to resume on a double foul at the point of interruption. In this case, that would be where the ball is, just to clarify that, not where the foul occurred. Our center official seems to be coming in and potentially indicating that where our throw-in spot's going to be. Just a reminder. Yeah. So a good example of a trail not telescoping on a non-competitive matchup, right? That's takeaway number 1. In this instance, when there's a non-competitive matchup, what's going to happen next? Where's the screener coming from? What's going on off ball, etc.? And this is a little corner of the court here where we really can't get, the center could come across the court and get a foul in this situation. The lead could come, but they are so far away, it would be a real challenge. And they'd be maybe potentially reluctant to do so as a result. All right, let's take a look at this play. So Stan on the previous play says sending him to the benches does so much to help in so many ways. The restart becomes work. Let's go. Timeout, coach. It does help. It does help. It helps the officials, be able to communicate unhurriedly and effectively. But again, that's a decision we have to make about the complexity of the play. Double foul is the rule, right? So the other thing that comes into play is white 23 with the clamp down, and she'll appear in our next play as well. We often talk about sort of the coach's son, right, being the player who's crafty and can work around the edges of the rule and etc. In this case, we have a coach's daughter, right, superstar player, but that doesn't mean that they are angels, right? They may have elements of their game that are subtle that lead to influencing the officials, etc. So we just have to be aware when we have those players. Oftentimes they are the coach's son, I find. Yeah, I don't think it's this. The swim move itself. I think there's a clamping action that on the pull down. She clamps and then goes down. I think that's the call here. WB not a fan of the double foul, and that's a. Oh, let me do something real quick here. Why? Because I can. No. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. Joe doesn't understand why she called a double on that play. It's not going to be super obvious from this angle, right? If you watch White, when the player has their arm extended, she clamps down on that arm, and then when the player moves, she's taken down. She's attempting to draw a foul to fool the ref on this play. I think that would be my judgment, but it's super subtle. Obviously, we don't have the best angle on the play. Jason says if you call the first foul, right? Yep, yep, that's an option. John says double foul seems right and probably fixes it, or at least sets the tone. Yeah, we are late in the third period here. We'll look at another play that's out of sequence, and we can do that right now. Oh. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look now at play number 3. right? So this is a previous play. This is 2 minutes to go in the first half. 15-point lead. Game got much closer after this, right? So let's take a look at what goes on this play, which ends up being unofficiated, and that's one of the huge factors on this play. When we have a player go to the floor violently in this situation, and it's unofficiated, then that's a problem. So then we have to say, okay, how did we get to a play that's unofficiated? And this is a great example of how we would analyze our game video, right? It's always going to revolve around the positioning of the crew. Why were we not observing what we should be observing on this play, right? So let's take a look. Right, so we have a held ball situation on the floor. How many players are on this side of the floor, right? We have a held ball situation, right? Lead needs to rotate. Lead needs to rotate here, right? There's just no reason not to. Even if play resolves, okay, then we're in great position as a crew. If there's some issues related, if we get a held ball situation here, we can close down, be observant, etc. When we have a player in distress on the floor here as well, right, what do our antennas go up as officials? What do we expect from the player who's in distress coach, right? We anticipate the timeout. We may want to position ourselves as lead here to get a better look at that, right? But obviously our trail here would need to be sensitive to that as well. But we end up being out of position at this point. And then then there's a hurried rotation by the lead, right? The hurried rotation here, can't make up for the fact that we're out of position. Our new trail has a closed look on the play, takes a step, but really can't get a look at the shot here. And our new center, I think we see head up looking at the basketball, right? And that's, if we have cables up top and shot clocks like we do in California and things that there may be an out of bounds call on a play, sometimes we're inclined to do that. But, in rebounding situations, we want to be ball aware here. Ball aware, try is going up. What do we expect? Players are engaged for rebounding. Players may come in from the outside, etc. I'm on the weak side. I need to be really aware of this and really effective. And we just, if we're looking at players' numbers, we're in great shape. If we are disconnected from the players themselves and are looking up, especially in a girls' game, we're not going to have a lot of play at the basket, right? That can give us license sometimes to say I can focus my attention lower. On the house, but in the end, we have a pull down on the play. Let me go back. I'm at 4.2. I want to be at 4.3. Yeah. Oh, okay. So lead should be over there now. Those two are going at it. Let's take a look at the actions by White. Right? This is all legal activity. Right? When the defender or when the player in black tries to move the player in white grabs the arm, but the player in black is pretty strong. And that player in white ends up going down hard. This would be a hitting the head, possible hitting the head situation as well that we need to be aware of. But in the end, the action that led to the player going down is unobserved by the crew, right? Our center official is observing the defender on the try. Has our lead transitioned her eyes effectively here? Maybe it was just a no call. Yeah, yeah. She threw her down. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Ben, I think that's ultimately the situation we have. I mean, there's no energy. I mean, even if we have a no call on the play, we would see energy from the official, some body language that reflects that. So I think that the fact is it's just unobserved. Yeah, the rotation came late, and it's, once those players go to the floor, go, 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 go. There's no reason not to. Because any way that it unravels, if we have a held ball, you want to be there. If the ball comes out, we want to be there. But we ultimately we have so many players on that side of the court that any way that it unravels, we want to be in position. So if we're analyzing if I'm working as lead here, I'm analyzing my game video, is like what it was going on in my brain that said, no, don't rotate, wait, right? I need to fix that. I need to be more fluid there and eager to rotate in that situation. And then after I miss the rotation, are we in the best position? Am I doing the best for the game by disconnecting from the primary coverage area and scurrying across, right? Is there a matchup over there that I'm going to, or am I just like trying to make up for my previous mistake? These are the things that I would think about when and if and when I make this mistake. Because when we're analyzing our game video, we find all the subtle details. I should have gone sooner. I confused my crew by starting and stopping, etc. Right? Dave, we had some issues. I apologize. Okay. Okay. But in the end, this is, of course, the lead's primary coverage area, right? So how did the lead not see this action, right? So is the lead watching the shot when, the center has it, or the new trail in this instance, right? When we have women's collegiate officials working, this would be potentially in the lead's primary in women's mechanics. So you can get habitual head movement, et cetera, where we're not looking at the right things. But in the end, she's got to look at this action. Okay. In the end, we have a look. Billy says, not a no call. Yeah, Stan, right? So you could say we got to have something on this play. I'm coming in late. Late is great, and the ability to have that mechanism in place where needs reps, right? Where I can come in and get a call late, even though my brain, for whatever reason, my brain is processing on this play. Like if the lead came in after the players, let's see the sequence here. Try goes up. Yeah. Obviously, we want to get the first one. Hey, Martin, good to see you. Lead was ball watching initially, but she did get back to her primary coverage area. Just didn't have a foul on this play. Just didn't have the whistle didn't go off. Great. Oh, it's my partner making contact for tonight's scrimmage. We can do partner contact by text here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. Let's do this. Turn that off. And let's get down to business here. All right. Boy, oh boy, let's take a look now at our next play. Let's take a look now at play number 4. Right? A little simpler play scenario here. Not as much debate and certainly not unobserved. I go there. Yes. Okay. See, I want to be able to do that from the keyboard. Right. So we have a rotation on the play. Center's moving into position. We have rebounding action engaged. Our inside player has her arms straight up, even though that involves the player in white. Her arm ends up over an arm. So we want to see how they got to that position. But in the end, the obvious action here is by white saying, both a twist and a push to throw her to the floor. Right? Obvious foul on the play. Our crew takes advantage of the opportunity, even though this is going to be excessive contact. Let's see. What's our status of the ball on this play? So we have a try for goal. Ball does not go in, right? So we have less complicated scenario in this scenario, but what our crew does is say, okay, let's send everybody to the benches. Let's get a repetition at doing what we do. Let's evaluate the play. Are we going to go, I have intentional foul? Maybe my partner says I have flagrant foul, right? That's the discussion we need to have. Or if the other partner says, no, I have common foul. And we need to work that as a crew, right? And say what is going to be our ruling on this play. There's no preliminary signal by the calling official or by the lead, who we would say this is her primary coverage area. And we're going to sort all that out. And then if we need to, we know exactly what we're going to do. Okay, if we were using high school rules here, the offended player is going to shoot 2. They're going to get the ball at this spot. If it's complicated play, layered, and may need some explanation, we'd go to the coaches potentially and bring them together. But this is just an opportunity for the crew to send everybody to the benches, communicate effectively as a crew, come up with our ruling. If necessary, explain our ruling. If not, administer the game and move forward. Skywarn has an offensive foul on White. So we'd want to check our language there. When the foul occurs, is there team control, right? This is something that we could evaluate as a crew, right? If we had a common foul, then whether or not we have team control would be important on this play, right? In this instance, the try had been released. There is no team control. There is no longer offense and defense. But we know what you mean. But it is a foul on White. Dave Krieg says flagrant one or intentional. Yeah, I think our lead was a little excited about, hey, we need to, right, talk about this play. Lead could have just, from the spot said, boom, right? We're going, my ruling is intentional on this play. Yeah, in the end, that close down position after the rotation would not be ideal, right? If we go back, let's go here and go back and talk about the rotation itself, right? Stopping at that spot, I'm not a fan of. Keep going, right? So in this instance, she stops between the K and the Y. If she stopped between the S and the A, she's going to have a better look on that post action and a broader look at the play. Rotating to a close down position and stopping in that close down position is not our strongest move as lead. We want to at least be as wide as the ball, right? Which she is on this play, but we want that width. That width just makes us better as basketball officials, in my opinion. John Howard, if this is common, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a really long night. And we did have a subsequent play after this. There was some additional activity soon thereafter in this game. Am I correctly pointing out no team control? And even if there was team control, we can still have this action by the player in white can still be common, intentional, or flagrant, even if there is team control. It does not have to be, because it is a foul by the player on offense. It does not need to be a team control foul. Yeah, the throwdown makes it definitely excessive. Billy Mack doesn't walk through the players as well. This is a collegiate game. Walking through the players to report is certainly allowed. Much more a part of that. Paul says, do you remember what the first comment she made to you when the crew came together to discuss the play? No, I don't. But I'm sure there was no disagreement on this play. There was just a little bit of uncertainty about making the call in the moment. But my memory's not that good, Paul. All right, let's take a look. Oh, yeah, let's do that. I can go there, and let's look at now at play number 5. All right, so another throwdown. We are throwing down here today at 5 Play Friday. Let's take a look at this play. So we got a player crashing in, little engagement, and then a pretty severe pull down, right? So the player coming in creates some contact, and then the player who they came in upon reacts by throwing them down. Our official comes up with a double foul in this situation. And our calling official, if we look, not showing a lot of strength and certainty in this situation, right? And operating on an island, but making, it's just like, well, went through all the possibilities, let's go double, right? And that's not an uncommon situation here where an official will make that judgment. Let me go back here. But if we look at our play, right? Player comes in from the outside, bumps, engage. Player doesn't like. Let me see here. Yeah, that's quite a judo move, that takedown. So if we came together as a crew on this play, right, let's say the ruling is a double foul, and the double foul occurs at what is the status of the ball on this play, right? That's what we need to know to properly adjudicate the play. As Jason Hayes points out, let's go back here. The ball has passed through the basket. The ball is dead. Then we have this activity, right? So are we talking about live ball contact, dead ball contact? This ball is dead. These are technical fouls by rule and should probably be properly adjudicated that way at the high school level, right? That this scenario has actually been changed in NCAA women's rules, even though this is a dead ball foul, saying we're going to treat it as a live ball. But that's something that we could, right? So when we operate on an island here and we don't engage our crew about an atypical play, then we are at risk of potentially going down the wrong path, right? So as if we were on the crew and not this new trail or new lead who's basically running away from the game, if we, let's say we're the center official here and we may come in and say, hold on, partner, hold on, we've got dead ball. These are dead ball fouls, right? So that's something we need to be aware of. The status of the ball at all times. Right. All right, let's go there. Yeah, Ben doesn't like that call. Mike does like that call, right? But that is the call, right? That is the ruling on the court. You are the non-calling official. All we can do is provide information about what we have to do next, etc. Dave, I did have this one before. I was looking at, I was focused on my Yes, I did have this before. And as previously stated, Jason pointing out, this is after the ball has gone in, so we want to work as a crew here. SMB in the house. Good to see you, Sylvia. Yeah, and it could be layered. It could be layered. Our calling official, though, he does not have all the information, I don't think, on this play. It's just like trying to come up with an answer to a question that that puzzled them. Engagement by the crew here would be a positive. Now, we don't know the temperature of the game. There may be 2 minutes remaining in a 50-point game, etc. All of the things, right? But we always want to say, okay, this play occurs with 33 seconds left in a tie game. Then it becomes really important to adjudicate the play properly. We always want to elevate plays to the highest level when we look at them and how we would do it properly, how we can adjudicate the play properly. There may be a fudge factor in a non-competitive game or a lower level game, et cetera, but we want to know the correct answer, obviously, always. And I'm not suggesting we would ever do anything than what's correct by rule. Mike says, make your life simple. Go with the obvious ruling, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Give me just a second here. We are on 6.3. All right. Yeah. Screwed up. Right, okay. I will say that after the basketball rules expert on Wednesday, I have completed the revamp, and we are poised for greatness on that front. I haven't done the revamp on the 5-Play Friday. And of course, if my keyboard's not going to work, we're all in big trouble here. Dave doesn't like the way the crew bailed. I mean, our obvious, right? So we're analyzing our game video, Dave, and you are the old trail new lead, and you see yourself do this, and you say, oh my goodness, right? This is obviously a habitual movement. I must fix that habit of turning away and running down the court and running away from the play. I must do that. I must fix that. Trail's in great position here for the rebounding action. Center disconnects, but is really there with the players and then recognizes their partner has a whistle. We have an interaction between the players. We certainly want to be there to observe that and test the temperature there, right? One player says, I apologize for that action. Sometimes that's sincere. Sometimes that elicits a response of, I do not accept your apology. But we need to be there for that action. We don't want that to be action that occurs when we are away from the play, and our crew stays connected here on that. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look now at a bonus play. It's a wild one. Let's go. Absolutely wild sequence in an end of game scenario, right? Obviously, just a couple of seconds. I can't read the clock, but just a couple of seconds remaining on the inbound play. The player slips. Did they travel? That's the question on the play. Did they step out of bounds? Becomes a secondary question on the play. When we view this video, popular video making the rounds, etc. But just a crazy scenario. The last thing you expect in this instance, does this player travel is the key question. We see our defender here doing the obvious reaction. Our defender, goes into a travel signal, hey, ref, and then says, oh, I better play defense because there's no call. We have a last second shot. Do we have an open look on the play? Becomes a question we'd want to look at. and we're scoring that goal. Crazy town. Crazy town. Yeah, so as Jason says, so let's just quickly address the is that out of bounds, right? This blue area that we see is not the sideline. It's the edge of the court, so that's not a factor. Does our player travel on this play? It is illegal for a player holding the ball to touch a part of their body other than their hands or their feet to the floor. A player standing up cannot touch a knee. Holding the ball cannot touch a knee, right? A player who falls on their backside holding the ball has traveled. A player who gets off balance and puts an arm down, an elbow, has traveled by rule. So does this player, when they catch the ball, right, we need to make a judgment about whether they even ever caught the ball before they started their dribble. I do not see a catch of the ball and then contact on the floor. I don't know that I see a catch of the ball on this play. But the player who's then on the floor is not allowed to stand up, right? That's obvious. We know that. But wait a minute. They are allowed to dribble and stand up. And that's what this player does, right? Ball's loose, bounce, dribble, stand up, go. Crazy town. With the clock running down, has the wherewithal to pull up. Money. Last second shot wins the game. I don't know whether they were trailing at this point and it was a true game-saving game winner or whether they were tied. But excitement reigns. We love it when a game ends in this fashion. So this is a legal play by rule. It is legal for the player when they ultimately, I do not know. They do not catch the ball and go to the floor. And then once they are on the floor, they can begin a dribble by rule and stand up, which this player does. Legal play, exciting play, game winner. Center comes in and scores it. And we are out of here. Right? A collegiate game, obviously. Super exciting. Okay. Dave with a great point. Smart player to know that he can dribble from that position. You love players who can extricate themselves from trouble legally, right? It's like, again, we talk about the coach's son, etc., being super knowledgeable. When players can do things that that elevate them in terms of their knowledge and awareness, it's always exciting on the court. Oh, Mike comes in when they were trailing. Wow. The game winner. Man, super exciting. Super exciting. We love it. When you have a game that ends in this fashion, especially like this, right? Our trail official does not come in with a reaction whistle, right? We expect, I don't really hear it on the game video, on the clip. I don't really hear a lot of energy from maybe the visiting team did not have a large contingent, but I don't hear a large hue and cry on the no call. Zuch is super excited, but that was a great one. That was a great clip, great scenario, a great clip and a great scenario. Legal play by rule, score the goal, game winner, and we're out of here. And with that, we will be out of here on the show today. Thanks for joining. Give me just a second to figure out where I am. That's stream end. Hey, thanks for joining us today on 5 Play Friday. If you find this to be the content that you appreciate, great time to do all the things, the like and the subscribe and the notify. Hold on. I'm I'm really impaired by the inability to use my keyboard. I have to go everything by the mouse. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Allow me to thank our tremendous show supporters: Thomas Burnside, Jay Brown, Mark Harvey, Darwin Sonata, and Roger Mully. Much appreciated and much love. You want to buy us a coffee? You can always head to abetterofficial.com/coffee. Included above, you'll find a link, and in the show notes below. Tremendous additional video content available here. I've made this choice. YouTube says this is the one to watch. You make your choice. And we'll see you in the very next video. Take care. Oh, chicken salad, baby. Chicken salad today. We'll take what we got, Gary. Oh, man. I got to resolve this keyboard issue. Boy, oh, boy. Backups, backups, backups. Thanks you, Jason. Appreciate it. Rick, it was great to have you on the chat today. Really good to see you. Mike Connors, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, we will make sure, Paul, to reply. Actually, I already have, but working with Dexter Johnson, great official, great partner. And we're excited to get back on the high school basketball court. Did some work last week, and I hope everybody has a great experience today, whether it's a scrimmage, a game, or what have you. But we are into it. We are applying our points of emphasis, right? So if we're gonna go into a scrimmage situation, if I'm gonna have a pregame with a partner, right? What are we talking about? First of all, is we're recognizing where we are at, right? The teams, it's preseason for them. The third team on the court, it's preseason for us. We're working out the kinks. We're getting back on the court. We're getting back comfortable being there, remembering our habits and fundamentals, etc. Recognizing a scrimmage situation may be different, right? We could, how are we going to call the game in a scrimmage situation, right? We have to emphasize the points of emphasis, because the teams are going to experience this, when the season starts. So if we have spin move travels or Euro step or what have you, we need to adjudicate those plays properly. We're looking for screening action, and we're always looking for freedom of movement and guarding, et cetera, right? So we go into the game, how we're going to call the game, et cetera. Also want to be super sensitive to what the coaches want to do. They may want to throw us some variables into the game. We don't have to be, we need to be flexible, I'd say, in that, and to see how they want to do things. It's really all about them, as it always is. All right, Rick, go do what you do. Ben, thanks for joining. Dave Krieg, sometimes hilarious, at my expense. 2 weeks away in Houston. Wow. I thought we were always the last to start here in California, but we've got scrimmages and games starting soon. Dave's got a college game tomorrow, 11 youth games, Sunday 9 youth games, Monday a collegiate game. Wow. That's a full load. Take care of yourself, Dave. Get a little recovery time in there. Tournament starting in Fredericksburg. Yeah. Hey, something about the Warriors, of course, very unique. That's the Golden State Warriors, the top team, top record in the NBA, is that they have a player, Jonathan Kuminga, 00, and they have a player, Gary Payton II, 0, and they participate simultaneously, which is unique. Let's just put it that way. A rule in high school that makes absolutely no sense to me. The 00 and 0 illegal. That makes 5 and 55, well, that's legal. 4 and 44, that's legal. 3 and 33, yeah. 0 and 00, no. I do not know. I don't understand Kevin, opening night for high school girls season today in Ohio. Awesome. Have a great game. Enjoy. Always exciting. The players are excited, right? I hope your health and safety protocols are not too intrusive on the game, but of course, stay safe. Stay safe. Awesome. All right, I got to get out of here and do some of the things. You know those things. We all have things, and I've got plenty of them today. So I'm going to bid everyone adieu. That's French. And and make an exit. Really appreciate everybody joining today. I will have my ish together next time for 5 Play Friday. We're going to have better plays as well. We're going through a little bit of a regurgitation of old stuff as we work out some kinks. See you next Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great day. Have a great experience on the court, and we'll see you next time.